Hi everybody! So today I'm going to show you to create this tiny little pig. This is designed by Tracy Lewis, also known as UK Manic Loomer from Instagram. So this is her little whimsical pig that I'll be showing you how to make today. Pick whatever colors that you'd want to use. Be creative. I promise you, no matter which colors you choose, it still turns out like an adorable little pig. But I'll be making mine like this today. So I'm using the opaque pink from Rainbow Loom for the snout, and for the body I'm using the pink pearl. Pick something for the eyes, either 4mm pony bead or black bands if you wish. You're also going to need some stuffing, a pair of scissors, your hook, and a stitch marker. So I'm going to get started, and I do hope you enjoy. The first thing that we're going to do is start out with his snout. So choose the color that you would like to use. I'm using the darker shade pink here, the opaque bands, and I'm going to start off with a cat band, and that cat band I'm going to end up cutting. So choose a color that you have. I highly recommend using the cat band. I know some of you just wrap the first section using a stitch marker, but I really recommend using a cat band, any color, and cut it off with the scissors after. So with your hook, you're going to take your cat band and you're going to wrap it around your hook twice. So you have two loose hooks here, or two loose loops here. Now you're going to do a chain of 3. Your first 2 chains are going to be with double bands, and your last chain is going to be with a single band. So bring your double bands through, the cat band over, grab your end. One more time, double bands, bring it through. And now a single band. The single band, you're going to do a slip stitch, so just slide underneath. For round 2 of the snout, what I'm going to do is do an increase in my first chain. I'm going to add 4 bands in the last chain, and then 2 bands on the other side of our first chain. So I'm going to take this one slowly. So what you're going to do is a reverse stitch, and you want to make sure that you're going in between the chains. So I have my cat band here at the side, not like this. So I'm going to go in my first chain. So you can see all the loops are on my chain, and I went through the center. So I grabbed both sides of the loops. You're going to do an increase, so 2 bands in that one chain. Back in, through all the loops. So now I'm at the top. I'm going to add 4 bands. So you're going to do 4 increases, or 4 single crochets in that one chain. Go through, you will see all 4 loops are on your hook, then you know you went the right way. If you go the wrong way, once you cut your cat band, it's going to fall apart. So 4 bands in that one chain. Back in. So now our last 2 bands are going to go in the chain right after your cat band you can see here. What I'm going to do first is just move my band up to secure it. I'm going to cut the cat band. Don't cut your other bands. And if it falls apart, it's because you went through the chain the wrong way. So now an increase in the last chain. In. Move your bands around. You should have 9 stitches. We are going to attach the stitch marker to this band around your hook in 1 second. You're going to count your stitches. This first one is a slip knot, so that is not your first chain. Your first chain is over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 is on your hook. You can attach your stitch marker now. And this is what you should have. This is the inside and this is the outside. Round 1 of the body, I'm switching colors now to my other pink here, which is the pink pearl color. I'm going to do 9 single crochets grabbing the back loops only. So don't go in your first little slip knot here, you want to go in your chain. You're going to grab the outside loop, which is the back. It's not the loop facing you. And you're changing color, so you're going to start off with a slip stitch. Bring your band through all the loops that are on your hook. Grab the end and just slide, don't pull. The next stitch, back loop only, and single crochet. Back loop only at the next chain. Continue until you get to the stitch marker. So you should have 9 stitches now. This is your slip knot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 is on your hook. Remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's around your hook. Round 2 of the body, we're going to increase to 12 stitches. So you're going to do 2 single crochets followed by an increase. 2 single crochets followed by an increase, and you're going to repeat this 3 times. The end of round 2, you will have 12 stitches. So where you're starting, don't go where it's getting pulled. Don't start in your slip knot, start in your first chain. Single crochet. Follow the layout. 1 band. The next chain, 1 band. Your third stitch, you're adding 2 bands, 1 at a time. Back in. And repeat 1, 1, 2. I have 3 chains left, 1, 2, and 3 sections left. Continuing till you get to the stitch marker. You should have 12 stitches, remove your stitch marker, add it to the band that's around your hook. For round 3, we're going to do 12 single crochets, 1 band in each chain, 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way around. I have 12 bands here, so you have 12 stitches when you're done. 6 and 6 is 12. We're going to add 1 eye on chain 12. If you don't have the bead, all you're going to do is take a rubber band and wrap it around your hook 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you have 4 loops. And slide that onto your body color. If you're using the beads, just squeeze the rubber band and slide it through. So I'm going to continue now, 1 band in each chain. Don't go where it's getting pulled. So your last band or your last chain, you're adding the eye. I'm at the stitch marker. Grab one end, bring it through, grab your end, and slide. Remove your stitch marker, add it to the band that's around your hook. Always try not to pull when you're removing your stitch marker. For round 4, we're going to increase to 20 stitches. So we're going to add one eye. But let's just follow the pattern here. 2 single crochets followed by 4 increases. 2 single crochets followed by 4 increases. Your eye is going to go on chain 4 or your 4th stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to go in the first 2 chains with 1 band in each. Don't go where it's getting pulled. Now you're going to do 4 increases, 2 bands in the next 4 chains. So here I'm at the 3rd chain. I'm going to add 1 band and going back in that same chain to add the eye. Remember, if you're using the bands, just wrapped 4 times. So I just did 1 increase, now 3 more. Back in. Now I'm going to do 2 single crochets, and you should be left with 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I have 4 sections. So do 4 increases until you get to the end. So you should have 20 stitches now. Remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's around your hook. For rounds 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, you're going to do 20 single crochets, 1 band in each chain, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way around. Each pile I have 20 bands, so at the end of each round you'll have 20 stitches. I'm going to do round 5 with you, and then you're going to pause the video and come back to me when you're done. So don't start off where it's getting pulled. Go in your first chain and add 1 band. Next chain, 1. When you get to the eyes, you'll notice a tiny little stitch there. If you're using the beads, it's because it's being pulled. Please make sure you go through the chain. Now you can remove your stitch marker or just add another one, so you can count your stitch markers to make sure that you did enough rounds. It's completely up to you. So you're going to pause the video, continue, and come back to me when you're done. We're at round 12 now, and this is what the pig should look like so far. Before I explain the layout, I'm going to fix the eyes. Whether you're using the beads or the bands, you're going to bring them so that they're flush with the body. So my stitch marker is secure right now, so I'm just going to remove my hook. And I'm going to go inside, and you're going to push the bead or the band through the little V. Open it up. Now after we're done round 12, we're going to add some stuffing to fill it. You want to make sure that you don't add a lot of stuffing. You don't want to have like a really wide pig, so just be careful. For round 12, I'm just going to put this back on my hook. For round 12, we're going to decrease first, followed by a single crochet. Decrease, single crochet, decrease, single crochet. You're going to repeat that pattern 6 times. So 4, 5, and 6. Your last 2 stitches, you're going to do a decrease. Now the decrease that I'm going to use is Nancy's decrease, Nancy from Facebook. It's a clean finish and you'll still keep the shape. So for my decrease, 1 and 2 together, I'm going to take the inside loop of the first chain and the outside loop of the second chain and stitch those 2 stitches together. So again, inside loop of the first chain, outside loop of the second chain. Make sure you don't go where you just decreased. Next stitch is a single crochet. Repeat, decrease. So inside loop of the first chain, outside loop of the second chain. The next stitch, single crochet. Repeat, decrease, inside, outside. By all means, you can just take your stitches and stitch together. It's completely up to you. So I'm just going to do the decrease here, inside loop, outside loop. Single crochet. Decrease, single crochet, decrease, I'm left with 2 stitches, so we're gonna do a decrease. You want to remove your stitch marker and secure it to the band and to the body if you're using a C-clip or anything other than a stitch marker that closes. You want to grab some stuffing and fill the body. I'm going to be pushing some towards the front, not a lot, but just so it's nice and fluffy. And I'm going to put this back on my hook. For round 13, we're going to decrease to 9 stitches. I'm going to do a single crochet first, followed by a decrease. Single crochet followed by a decrease, and you're going to repeat that 4 times. The last stitch, you're going to do a single crochet. So you're going to have 9 stitches when you're done. So the first chain, not where it's getting pulled, is a single crochet. Now the decrease, inside loop, outside loop. Repeat, single crochet followed by a decrease. I'm going to continue that 2 more times. I grab some stuffing. And the last stitch is a single crochet. Remove your stitch marker and add it to the band that's around your hook. For round 14, our last round, we're going to close this off. So I'm going to do 4 decreases, and then my last band, in the last chain, you're going to do a slip knot to tie it closed. So let's do 4 decreases. Don't go where it's getting pulled. Inside loop, outside loop. Again, inside loop, outside loop. Inside loop, outside loop. Inside loop. So these ones are tight, so it's kind of the loop that's facing the bottom and then the loop that's facing the top. Last chain, last band, slip knot. Through all the loops, grab the end and give it a tug. Tie it off. I'll hide the slip knots at the end. You can remove your stitch marker, and this is what you should have so far. I'm just going to move the stuffing around. Now round 1 of the ear, I'm going to do the pig's left ear here. And here's where I started before when I did the other one here. You're going to see the eye and you're going to see the band, 1 and then 2. So if you're looking at it, there's the eye, there's the band, 1 and go right above 2. I'm going to grab here. So I'm going to go from the front towards the back. So my hook is facing from the snout towards the back. So that was the placement for the first part. Now I'm going to do a chain of 4. Double bands, double bands, double bands, single band. So bringing my double bands through. Again. I have a chain of 3 with double bands and now 1 single band. This last band, you want to do a slip stitch, so just slide through. So the tip of the hook is facing away from me. Now we're going to finish off the ear. There's only 2 rounds of the ear. I have 3 chains, 1, 2, and 3. My first 2 chains, we're going to do an invisible decrease, so this is just Davy's technique, and I'm going to be doing a slip stitch in each chain and then leaving it on my hook. So I'm going to add an extra band. The last chain is an increase, and this band over here, we're going to do a slip knot to the other end here on another chain on the body. So let's take this slowly. What you're going to do is the hook tip is facing away from you. You're going to stitch in the back. So you're going to go through the chain, the one right below, and it's where your band is being pulled. You're going to go through the center. So I have 4 of those loops from that chain on my hook and a total of 5 loops. So I went right through the center of the loops. Do a slip stitch, bringing the band through the chain on your hook and just slide under that band and leave it on your hook. Go to the next chain in the middle, slip stitch, and leave it on your hook. You'll have 3 loops. Then you want to slide. Now, the last chain at the bottom that's attached to the body, you want to do an increase. 2 bands. Go through the middle of the chain, single crochet, go back in that same chain for the second band. Now you're going to see that the ear is curling towards the front, and forgive me my voice, and what you want to do is just go to the next chain over. So it's being pulled here. Let's just go to the next chain over, but you kind of want to see where you want to go. So you don't want the ear over here, you don't want it too close to the eye, you just kind of want to have it. So if I do it here, the whole eye is just covering the whole ear is just covering his eye. So I'm going to go up here. And maybe I'm just going to pull the bands a little bit. And you're just going to do a slip knot. So bring it through and tie off. And again, we'll hide the slip knots at the end. Now I'm going to do the pig's right ear. And where I placed it is you're going to see the eye. Here's the one band, 1, right above, 2. And I'm going to grab this third chain that's kind of going straight down. So let's see if we can find this. I have my eye, 1, the band above, 2, and you're going to see this band that's going straight. So I'm kind of right above the eye here. And I'm going to do a chain of 4, double, 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 single. And your last band, slip stitch. For round 2, same thing like what we did over here. We're going to do an invisible decrease with the first 2 chains. Okay, so invisible decrease, slip stitch in the first 2 chains, and then your last chain, you're doing an increase. So first invisible decrease, then an increase, and then we'll tie it off going towards the center. So going in the back, see where the first chain where it's getting pulled, go through the middle of those 4 loops. So now I have 5 loops on my hook. Do a slip stitch between the chain and leave it on your hook. You'll notice I went to the back, slip stitch with the second band in the next chain, which is the middle, slip stitch, bring it through. Once you have 3 loops, then slide. Now the last chain, increase 2 bands in that same chain. in. Now we want to tie this off by attaching it to the next chain over at the top here of the body, and we also want it to have like an even space between the two ears. So look where you're going. I'm at one chain. I'm just going to grab the chain over. Before I tie it off, I just want to make sure that the spacing is okay. Do a slip knot and tie it off. Now I'm going to do the little tail at the back, and there's 2 rounds. The first thing that we're going to do is a chain of 4 using single bands, and that's what I'm going to do first before I explain round 2. So you want to find the center, and you want to find where you want to start. You can go at the back, you can go a little bit higher, just find the placement where you want to go, but make sure that you're in the middle. So I'm going to go here, and I'm looking for a band that's kind of going sideways because I know that's the placement that I want to have it. And I'm going to do a chain of 4 with single bands. The last band, do a slip stitch. And for round 2, we're going to increase our first, just trying to move this up. We're going to increase on our first chain, single crochet, increase, and our last band here, you're going to do a slip knot right next to it to tie it off. So increase in the first chain. I'm going through the chain, 2 bands, one at a time. Back in. The next chain, 1 band, single crochet. In the last chain, 2 bands. Increase. Back in. So the tail just curled, and now I'm going to go to the stitch right beside and tie it off. Now we're going to create the legs, and you're going to need a total of 4. I'm going to show you to do 2, and then you're going to pause the video to make 2 more. So I have 1 and 2. To do the legs, what we're going to do is make a chain. Our cap band is going to be with 3 bands wrapped 3 times, single band doubled, and then slide onto a single band. So take 3 bands. This is for 1 leg. Put on your hook. Twist figure 8, and 1 more time. Push down a little bit. Take a single band and wrap it around your hook twice. You want to grab it, support with your finger, and then slide this cap band on that you had with the 3 bands. Grab the end, a bit tight. So I have the 4 little loops on my hook, and then slide this onto a single band. And that's 1 leg. You can push up. For the next leg, again, 3 bands, wrap 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. So you have 9 loops total on your hook. take a single band, double it on your hook, support it with your finger, and slide your cap band on. All of those 9 loops. Then a single band, I'm just making it even, and then you can push up. So you're going to pause the video and make sure you have a total of 4. Now to attach the legs, I want to find my spot that I want to have them on. So the pig's just upside down, the snout is facing away from me, and I'm going to use 2 guiding bands just to show you where I'm at. So what I'm going to do is, here's the snout and here's the eyes. So I don't have my pig twisted. I'm going to see a band, so if you're looking around the eyes, you're going to find kind of like one band that's going sideways, one little band here that's in the center. I'm not going to use that one, I'm going to go right below. So I'm kind of midway in between the pig. So if you saw the eyes, there's that one single stitch. I'm just going right below it. And I'm just going to add a guiding band, which I can remove and reuse this band after. So that's just going to be my placement of the 2 legs at the front. And now I'm going to find my placement for the back, which I'm just going to go straight down. And it's about, we have counting here 1, 2, 3, 4, and about 5 down. And that's going to be for the back legs. Now I'm going to do the front first here. The front legs are going to go on either side, right beside my guiding band, and I'm going to go through 2 of the chains. So in order to do that, I'm just going to move one of the legs down and remove one end off. I'm going to go through these 2 chains here. I'm going to grab the end and put it back on my hook and slide through, and I'm just going to wrap that band around. So you could either do a slip knot with another band. I'm just going to bring it through all of the loops that are on my hook and then tie right over. So I'm just going to bring it over. I grab some stuffing. Just going to bring the leg through. I'm going to put on the other leg on the other side. So I'm just going to remove one end. Here's the guiding band. I'm going to catch the next 2 chains over. So straight across, bring it through all the loops, and then just bring it right over the leg. Now for the back legs, we're going to go through 3 of the chains on the body. So I'm going to do this side first. I'm going to bring this down, remove one end, and I'm going to go through 3 of the chains, 1, 2, and 3. Grab the end and bring it through all of the loops, and then just bring it over. Bring the leg through. And the last leg, bring it down and remove one end. Same thing, guiding band through 3 of the chains, 1, 2, and 3. Straight across. Grab the end and bring it through all the loops and bring it over the leg. I'm going to remove the guiding bands. Your pig should stand, and all you want to do is just hide all the slip knots and you're done. I hope you enjoyed Looming with Cheryl. Please subscribe down below. I have a lot more designs to load, and it's also nice if you do. Get these two to hide. Just going through the body. Be very careful you don't grab the stuffing. If you want, you could add on a bow. It's entirely up to you, or just leave it plain. Thanks for watching.